The hip-hop cop is joining me now with his thoughts on how this plays out. First, nice to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
So you know Diddy, right?
Yes.
In what way?
Back in the 90s, I was assigned to the NYPD. I was the hip-hop cop back then, so I had to assist in arresting him in several instances where there were some crimes committed.
What were those arrests for?
One was the Club New York shooting. He was with J-Lo at the time, and the other one was the Steve Stout assault that happened with MTV.
Right. Okay. So I have some exclusive information which you just heard. The fact, if it's true, that they found a lot of weapons at his homes, what do you think this could mean?
Well, what happens here is that the federal government started a case with him. Apparently the search warrant that had his houses in Miami and LA was pre-planned already. They knew they were going to do that. So they have a much bigger case. Right now with the guns, they're going to check them. They're going to trace them, see if they were used in any crimes. They're going to go over anything about cooperators that are cooperating with them. They're going to be talking to a lot of people about certain criminal acts that he might have committed, and then go from there.
And what about the videos?
Well, they're going to sift through those videos. They're going to look at them and then see if there's any criminality on those videos, and then they'll go from there.
So what do you think? I mean, it just seems like the house of cards might fall for Diddy right now.
It's not looking that great. Right now, I know that he has high-powered attorneys, and
right.
With all these allegations that are coming out against him and against other people, a lot of people are starting to be very nervous about what's going on.
24, and all anybody can talk about is how this is the end of Sean Diddy Combs. But did you all know the feds have been on this case for decades?
Hey, what's up, y'all? Check this out. So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, and I'm like, I'm about to go into this next era of my life. And I'm going to be doing a lot of positive things, a lot of disruptive things. A lot of things I really don't want everybody to know about. So like on the gram, everybody knows about everything, I want a deeper connection with my fans. So I came up with this idea. I was going to get a special phone number, and I was going to be able to give it to my family, my fans, everybody that's down with the movements that I'm about, you know what I'm saying? The Team Love movement, Bad Boy, Black excellence, entrepreneurialism, getting money, vibrations, inspiration, and just special, unique content that I'm going to share on this phone. And also, on top of that, I'm also going to be able to be in communication with y'all. So when I'm in your city, I'll be able to hit you directly. And also, I will be answering questions and talking to people and accepting resumes and, giving information for parties. Man, I'm just going to give out my number.
Music mogul started his career as the founding member of Bad Boy Entertainment in the 90s. He was the most sought-outer producer on the East Side. Now, when we talk about the East Side music scene, we've got to mention the rivalry with the West.
Like to tell Tupac, keep his guards up, we ride with him.
And then he dissed Puff Daddy.
Any artists out there want to be an artist and want to stay a star and don't want to have to worry about the executive producer trying to be all in the videos, all on the record, dancing, come to Death Row.
I mean, back in the day, sure as daylight, Diddy had issues with Suge Knight over on the West Side, running Death Row Records with Dr. Dre. That rivalry was all anybody could talk about in the 90s. But who really won? Well, Suge saw Dre walk out, followed by some of his best artists like Snoop Dogg. Then came a whole horde of allegations, some jail time, and eventually a prison sentence in Atlanta.
Here for disposition on one matter, sentencing on another matter. We'll start with the TA case. Matters here for sentencing. I've read and considered the transcript of plea, the report of the probation officer. Let me inquire, Mr. LeBlanc, first of all, is there any legal cause why judgment should not now be pronounced?
No, Your Honor.
You waive arraignment for judgment?
Yes.
I will hear from you.
I will submit it pursuant to the negotiated settlement.
Okay, I understand, and talking, before I hear from the people, and talking with all counsel, it's agreed that any restitution will be determined at a hearing to be held at a future date. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes, Your Honor. He'll waive his appearance, Your Honor.
Is that correct, Mr. Knight?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you wish to give up and waive your right to be at the present at the restitution hearing? Yes?
Yeah.
Very well.
Your actions after you callously murdered my dad in cold blood were calculating and deplorable and reflective of a lack of moral character and no respect for human lives. Those of the low-life thug, career-minded criminal, three-striker with a reputation of being a murderer. What I do know is that your unrepentant, remorseful, callous, unashamed actions took my dad's life away. My dad's last moments of life were blasted all over TV, the internet, social media. He is truly a disgusting, selfless disgrace to human decency.
For the crime which the defendant has been convicted in count 1, a violation of Penal Code Section 192, Subdivision A, voluntary manslaughter with the strike prior conviction having been found true, the defendant is sentenced to state prison for the high term. The reason for the high term is as a condition of the plea bargain. The high term is 11 years and must be doubled under the strike law. The defendant is levied a term in state prison of 22 years. Pursuant to Penal Code Section 12022, Subdivision B, Subdivision 1, he is levied an additional consecutive 1 year in state prison. Pursuant to Penal Code Section 667, Subdivision A, Subdivision 1, the prior conviction the defendant has admitted, he is levied an additional 5 years in state prison for a total unstayed term of 28 years.
This time, the defendant is ordered transferred to Department 120 to have a dismissal on the other matter, which is part of this plea bargain. If there's nothing further, that'll be it. Thank you.
2 of them if you count Biggie Smalls too, yeah.
That Arista Records, Bad Boy Entertainment, they're responsible for the security of the notorious B.I.G. Knowingly that there were a hostile environment in California and having him put him out there, put him at risk of anything happening to him. Now, regarding to that, Bad Boy Entertainment was told by individuals that they had hired to do security and was told that we need more security. They failed to take that information and do something by securing the artist of Notorious Big, doing his stay out there in California. The only time they hired additional security personnel was doing the video shoot of the video Hypnotize. They are responsible for the safety and the well-being of any of their artists, especially when they're in a hostile environment. So, in a whole nutshell, Bad Boy and Arista was responsible for not securing Big.
The thing, everybody in the industry knew that Diddy had something to do with it. They knew because he'd long been accused of having one of Suge's closest friends murdered too.
He don't have that much hate for Puff. He just knew. We always knew. I've been telling y'all, that whole Bad Boy count was some weird gay motherfuckers. Y'all just didn't want to listen and believe it. Y'all listen to Biggie lyrics. Biggie been telling y'all.
It was then that Suge started fighting back with the Crips. Diddy decided to hit him where it hurt. The moneymaker, Tupac. Now, all of this is alleged, by the way. Yeah, even though everybody who was there claims Diddy did it, no charges were ever filed.
I know that Biggie and Puffy are here tonight. Did you see them? Do you have anything to say to them at all?
Nah, but even if we saw them, we are businessmen. We are not animals. It's not like we're gonna see them and rush them and jump on them. If they see us and they want drama, we're gonna definitely bring it like only Dev Row could bring it. But we here as businessmen to enjoy and
support the
Video Music Awards for MTV because they support us. So if they want to come and use this business opportunity to get on some gangster, we do that better than anybody.
Can you envision a day when, y'all, if not get together and make an album, just peacefully coexist?
There's no dream of making an album with Biggie and Puffy or none of them. sweating it like that.
This is our
we,
family
We
over
peacefully
here.
coexist right now
That's right.
because we all cool. Everybody's here. They sell records. We sell records. Well, I guess you could call that selling records. What they do, we sell large amounts of records, and they sell a few records. And really, it's no competition. People are really making too much out of it than it is.
Now I've got to ask why, right? Apparently that was because Suge, who was in the car with Tupac the night he got shot, refused to testify. He said he was a lot of things, but he wasn't a snitch.
He's trying to help me with the shit I be saying. I say crazy shit with my mouth for no reason. No fucking reason. Oh wait, maybe I said that shit to my brother because he got Tupac killed. I thought it was for no reason, but you understood that.
Now it was this documentary that claimed, which we know wasn't true.
Yeah, check this out. We don't talk about things that are nonsense. We don't even entertain nonsense, my brother. So we're not even going to go there with all due respect, but I appreciate you as a journalist asking. Thank you.
Because you listen, 7 years ago, I'd have been like, yo, did you hire somebody to kill Pac? But no, you do it like a journalist.
Yeah, no, I mean, we wouldn't even get into nonsense like that. You know what I'm saying? It's nonsense.
Which we never believed, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
But now, how does this tie back to Biggie Smalls?
Who the fuck is this? Paging me at 5:46 in the morning, crack of dawn, and now I'm yawning. Wipe the cold out my eye. See who's this paging me and why. Touch my chest to feel my Beretta buck. When I'ma hit you with your motherfuckers better duck. I bring pain, blood stains on what remains of his jacket. He had a gun, he should have packed it, cocked it, extra clips in my pocket, so I could reload and explode on your asshole. I fuck around and get hardcore. C4 to your door, no beef, no.
Well, apparently Diddy refused to pay up when Keith D and his nephew Orlando Anderson came to collect. I guess it was either a deal gone wrong or Suge deciding on an artist for an artist.
Page 18, C 377407, State Nevada versus Dwayne Keith Davis. The record reflects that Mr. Davis is present in custody. Mr. DiGiacomo and Mr. Palal are here on behalf of the state. Mr. Davis, sir, have you retained counsel to represent you in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Who have you retained?
Edie Paul.
Okay, and is that person going to be here today?
No, he needs 2 weeks to be here. He needs to continue 2 weeks.
He said he needed 2 weeks to be here?
Oh yeah, he needed a continuance for 2 weeks.
Okay, and what's his name again?
Edie Fall.
Edie Fall?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're going to continue this matter for 2 weeks on a Thursday. That date is?
October 19th at 9 a.m.
Okay, we'll be back on that date.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Agents have had a case file on Diddy since back in the day, and it just keeps getting thicker and thicker every year.
Man, somebody done called me. I done seen, some staying off my social devices. It's too much cooning and buffooning. Too much cooning and buffooning. And believe me, when I get my thoughts together, I'm gonna figure out a way to articulate myself. Cause this conversation ain't even for the whole world to hear. It's just for us. Believe me, they saying you cooning and buffooning. Oh, believe me. And they loving every minute of it. I'm telling y'all today, I ain't got the time. I ain't got the time. If it ain't about going up, but about being positive, about getting some money, loving God, I ain't too much coonery, buffoonery going on. The culture's getting killed. I'm not even saying nothing about it because I'm just so burnt out. I will be saying something about it. I'm in amazement on what's going on in the world.
Now, in 1999, Diddy was this close to being charged for his crimes after the Club New York shooting, but guess what? He got away with it after blaming the whole thing on Shine.
And was convicted for her injuries. A man already did time for her injuries. You understand? If they would have to go back and see that if there was ballistic tests done on Jennifer Lopez, on Puffy, God bless the dead, on Wolf, did they do ballistic tests? And then see if they did ballistic tests and Puff had gunpowder on him, you understand? Why didn't the police go through with charging him? Why didn't the police charge him? She could say that now. And she said that I don't take nothing from the victim. I don't take nothing from the victim. But her lawyer should have advocated. I know Puff and Shineham, they had the same charges. But like I said before, and like Sean said also, Sean said this also, because it's true. Puff had witnesses that come in to testify against Sean and say they saw Sean do the shooting.
To reiterate just how untouchable Diddy was or is, Shine did 10 years for a crime Diddy had committed.
But it certainly reopens the wounds that I've been saying this all along. Everyone knew all along that I was the fall guy. But my political enemies and, other witnesses.
Is she accurate, sir?
I'm not going to get into that. But it does open wounds, and certainly I am relieved that people are saying what the truth is, that I did not shoot those people. I maintain that I never shoot nobody, that there were other guns there. I always said that. That has not changed. And that is the testimony that came out. Fragments were never removed, so there was never any forensic testing to say who it was. But the victims are vindicating me. Witnesses are vindicating me. But I have moved on. I'm not trying to relive.
Now, agents have been on the music mogul's tail for decades. It was only after Cassie Ventura, Joy Dickerson, Neil Lisa Gardner, Lil Rod, and a handful of other victims stepped up that the feds finally found a way in. Now his homes have been raided, his assets have been seized, and there's no hiding for Sean P. Diddy Combs anywhere. But is this the end of the road for the man? I think it is.
By the name of Rodney Jones. He was a producer for Puff Daddy, right? And Puff Daddy hired him to come and work for him. And Rodney Jones, he went to go work for Puff Daddy. But all type of stuff happened during the time that he was working for Puff Daddy. Now, here it is. This man right here says that he got over 100 hours of audio and video footage corroborating all his allegations. Not only that though, this man says that he has witnesses that are willing to testify. Did y'all hear what I just said? This man is proclaiming to have witnesses that's willing to testify to the allegations that are in this lawsuit. That's a cold-blooded demonstration, because I'm talking about there's so much. I'm talking about from dealing with minors, drugs, guns, shootings. I'm talking about, this is like, I'm reading this stuff and I'm like, man, wait a minute. How is he still out here doing all this madness?